Konnichiwa Devils. Today we're going to be talking about my second favorite area of brutal death metal, which is Japanese brutal death metal. Now, my first favorite is always going to be New York death metal / East Coast, but Japan is a very close second. Japanese brutal death metal was primarily a thing in the late 90s to mid 2000s, and to me it's kind of the best sound after. I think American brutal death metal suffered into the mid to late 2000s, but Japanese brutal death metal was, in my opinion, slept on. Now, I'm going to show off some of my collection, but there is some bands I want to give a shout out to. Blunt Force Trauma is a pretty good one. Disconformity is some very good slam. You have a band called Wound Deep. Kind of didn't make it past the demo stage, but Wound Deep has some good stuff. And I wouldn't say they're brutal death metal, but there's a band called Defile. It's kind of funny. Their album is called Defeat of Sanity. You can already tell why that's funny. And then there's like this melodic death metal band called, I don't even know if I say this right, it's like Intestine Balism. Kind of like a little brutal, but not really. I have this really cool gore grind. Like, I don't even know what you call it. Like, it's this band called Hydrophobia. It's called Mortify the Flesh. But it's like this like sick. My lighting sucks. I need to get better lighting. But it's this band called Hydrophobia. This is kind of like death grind. It does have some groove BDM moments. But if you haven't checked out, it's like kind of hard to find. Maybe I'll upload this whole thing on my YouTube. But to me, what really makes Japanese brutal death metal is Vomit Remnants. So this is like the entire like 90s compilation. Vomit Remnants name comes from scattered remnants and corpse vomit. So that's some fun little trivia for you. This is kind of like Japanese Japan's answer to like devourment and like dehumanized and like suffocation. The thing about Japanese brutal death metal is it's like half the bands have like suffocation covers or straight up just suffocation clones. But Vomit Remnants is probably the most popular, most well-known one, I would say. Kind of like the leaders, I guess, in the scene. You'd always see like band flyers from like the 90s, and they was kind of like the only ones from Japan to like make a mark. Gorevent is the next one. I probably wouldn't go to anyone's after this. I'd do this one and the demo before this. It's really good stuff. I mean, this is devourment times 10. To me, it's so much better. If I had to recommend you listen to one, it would definitely be this one. But Gorevent is a very cool band. Not a lot of people know this band called Rest in Gore. They do have a full length. I think the full length is just a little bit better than the split. The split does have some cool stuff, but the full length that came out in like 2011, it's more like New York death metal. It kind of has like a cerebral hemorrhage type of feel to it. The members wear like Mortal Decay and shit. You could tell like what they were listening to at that time. Japanese death metal fans are like obsessed with sickening erotic. Like the guy from Vomit Remnants has like sickening erotic tattooed on like his leg or something. So this is a band called Glossectomy, and it's the singer for Viscera Infest. This was his first slam band, and it took them like 10 years to even like release anything. They had some early demos from the early 2000s that I don't even think ever released, but it was like you see a lot of footage and they're literally just like rapping and like doing like if you just look up Glossectomy live, you'll know what I'm getting, but it's pretty damn cool. Speaking about, we have Viscera Infest. I don't have the newest one that came out this year, but I do like Sarcodius. It has like Exorcist 3 samples. This one's cool because it has like people talking to ghosts in the samples, but people say this band is gore grind. It's pretty much just Japanese Disgorge from Mexico, but better. is like Chronic Corpora is kind of like Disgorge Mexico's only good, like not only good thing, but like the thing that really sets them as like a gore grinding brutal death metal band from the 90s. Forensic kind of like actually leads into like more gore grind aspects, but Chronic Corpora Infest was Disgorge Mexico's like brutal death metal album. And Viscera Infest kind of like just, there's a live one. It has a cool yellow tape. Sorry, that was ADHD. But it's like Viscera Infest kind of just takes that formula and just kind of perfects it to me in a way where it's more brutal death metal than gore grind, but it still has those gore grind attributes in the symbolism and the artwork and the style. It's just, you think it's grindy because it has super fast drumming, like something like, you know, Repulsion or Brutal Truth or Napalm Death or stuff, but all in all, it's just brutal death metal with, I guess, like carcassy type vocals, which to me is still just brutal death metal. But Viscera Infest, obviously, you know, the Cockroach Mach stuff, great band. Infect and Malignity. So this is one of the Suffocation clones. Like, I think after this they got kind of like deathcore, but this one is like early Deeds of Flesh to like mid Deeds of Flesh with like early Suffocation. I'm always hyping this up. I'm always wearing this. Like, I think I wore their shirt in like a video or two ago. Infect and Malignity, if you haven't checked this out and you're not big on slams as much, you know, like I mentioned before, you're more of like a Suffocation, Deeds of Flesh kind of guy, I would definitely check this out.